Welcome to the EasyPTE podcast, dedicated to helping you get a great score on the Pearson Test of English PTE Academic. This episode is brought to you by Migration Edge, specialising in Australian visa solutions. Stick around to the end of this episode for a special offer. In episode 3, we'll be discussing how to score higher in the Read Aloud section of the PTE Academic test. The Read Aloud section of the test can be an especially stressful part of the exam, especially for non-native English speakers. It's quite a strange feeling having a one-sided conversation, kind of like this podcast, and not getting any sort of feedback. But the best way to do well is to simply get used to it through practice. Okay, so our 3 tips for this episode. Tip 1, relax. This is a serious suggestion. Take a deep breath and answer your questions easily, calmly, and with confidence. If you are not jittery and inconsistent, you will achieve a better result, and you might even enjoy the process a little bit more. Ensure that your pronunciation is really clear and crisp, with every word stated clearly and not running words together by talking too quickly. Tip 2, focus on the punctuation. Punctuation exists for a reason. It allows you, as a reader, to understand where the breaks in a piece of writing should be, whether you're reading it to yourself silently or you're speaking it out loud. So on the PTE test, make sure that you pause briefly for each comma, semicolon, and period or full stop. A full stop or period also denotes the end of a sentence. So this is essentially a reset point for tone and emphasis. Use the small amount of time you have before the microphone becomes active to scan the text ahead and look for important punctuation signals that will help you as you read. Tip 3, use your inflection. You know that tone is very important with language, and English is no exception to this. A large part of verbal communication in English is achieved through changing your inflection. In practice, this means changing your tone up and down where appropriate. For example, raising your tone if asking a question. The spoken component of the PTE Academic does not come naturally, but with practice and repetition, you will be able to master it. You'll find all the show notes and resources for this episode at easypte.com/episode 3. Thanks for sticking around. As a way of saying thanks to our listeners, Migration Edge is exclusively offering you, our listener, a personalised assessment of your Australian visa options. Go to migrationedge.com.au/EasyPTE, all one word, for this exclusive offer. See you next episode.